Hi, my name is Katie, and today I'm going to be talking about a visual artist that's from Kentucky that I found to be interesting. And I think everyone needs to know a little history about where they are from or where life is going to take them. So this brings us to the point of who is Matthew Harris Jowett. Jowett is Kentucky's most famous portraitist. Even if you aren't originally from Kentucky, you are residing here currently, and it is so important to learn history about where you are currently at. I had personally never heard of Jowett, but I had seen some of his paintings. Matthew Harris Jowett is a local Kentucky artist known for his paintings. Even after passing in 1827, his paintings are still impacting artists in history and surrounding areas. He was born April 22nd, 1788, near Harrodsburg, Kentucky, which is now Mercer County. His father was Captain Jack Jowett, who is known as Paul Revere of the South. In 1817, he warned the locals about the British that were about to impact their local community. Captain Jowett was a father of 8 sons, and he was known to have only afforded college for one of them. So his children made a choice which one would be able to attend college, and it ended up that Matthew was the one that was picked. He attended college at Transylvania in Lexington, where he studied law. He abandoned his legal profession for painting later on after. He served in Kentucky volunteers during the War of 1812, rising to the rank of captain not long after. He then became known for his charcoal sketches of his fellow officers and people of high ranking. In 1816, he went to Boston, where he studied with Gilbert Stuart for 4 months. Stuart considered Matthew his favorite student. Matthew Jowett adopted Stuart's use of heavy shading and little to no background detail. Jowett kept a journal, which is the main source of information about Stuart's methods. Matthew Jowett then returned back to Lexington after his study with Stuart, established a studio, and began as a portrait painter. He is believed to have completed more than 300 portraits before his death at age 39.
I'll just continue recording.
His primary concern was to capture his sitters' faces as accurately as possible. Most were bust-length portraits of prominent Kentuckians such as Governor Isaac Shelby, Senator John Brown, and Henry Clay. After studying with Gilbert Stuart in Boston, Matthew painted in 1818 the best-known early portrait of Henry Clay. It became so popular he made several copies. At least 5 are known to survive today. Until recent discovery, it was unclear which portrait was the original. Then discovered the first was painted for a hemp manufacturer who had came in from out of the country to hear Mr. Clay speak at an old courthouse in Lexington. Mr. Clay was known to be a very popular statesman. Clay's courthouse speech was an impassioned plea for protective tariff measures. As endorsed by Henry Clay, the Tariff Act of 1818 sought to remedy the decline by imposing stiff living. In a burst of enthusiasm, he said to have paid Matthew $300 on commission for the portrait. It is known that Matthew Jowett was in the audience during Clay's speech as well. His studio was located at Short and Market Street on the corner right behind the courthouse. There he held special showings and events to benefit the local community. His style remained consistent until his death on his farm near Lexington, August 10, 1827. Okay. So, Matthew Harris Jowett, a visual artist. Fun facts. Jowett is Kentucky's most famous portraitist. He is from Mercer County, Kentucky, and he also attended Transylvania University. What did Matthew Harris Jowett look like? And here are some current images of him before his death at age 39. Painting of Henry Clay facts. He is Kentucky's most esteemed statesman. This painting was so popular, Jowett made several copies. At least 4 to 5 are still known to survive today. The first one was painted for a hemp manufacturer who had came in from the county to hear Mr. Clay speak at the old courthouse in Lexington. this is a picture of Henry Clay. And here, if you go to this link, you can see the actual painting that was painted by Matthew and some facts about where it was painted and exactly the details that he used for it. Thank you.